You ever play a game that introduced a character that completely broke the meta? We're talking you literally could not win a game if you didn't have this character on your team at all. Many multiplayer games have examples of characters like these in ranked scenarios, but usually these problematic units are tuned in later patches. PvP gachas are probably the best example of this, and the one character that comes to mind for me is Ana from Dislike. This character is the definition of meta. Like, we're talking Emblem Ike levels of priority when it comes to pulls. To give a brief summary on Ana, this character is an unkillable counter-attack queen. She has this passive called Rainbow Shield that's a stackable buff that blocks damage from attacks, and if an attack hits her, she can counterattack. She can have 20 stacks of this buff at any given time, and she counters with her basic attack that can not only ignore defense, deal true damage, but also push her in front of the action line for every buff she has. Mind you, we're still on the one passive that she has here. This character also has a revival passive that she grants herself every time she ults. She can consume one rainbow seed to stop herself from dying, heal herself, dispel all debuffs, and give herself another turn. This on its own wouldn't be a problem as a last ditch effort, right? If she could have gained 3 stacks of this at max. Oh, and she also gives herself immunity and crit damage up with her ult too, because why not? The problem stems from the fact that she is literally untouchable for most of the time she's in battle, and by the time you actually do deal damage to her, she has max stacks of rainbow seed. What's that? You managed to get rid of the rainbow shield stacks? Oops, too late, she already has her cooldown for her skill 2 back up now. Free rainbow shield, can't win, GG's. And even if you have higher speed than her, she literally has pen ratio built into her kit for free, so she can just delete your tanks and supports like crazy. Not to mention her light cone, but not really a light cone, gives her life steal on her basic. I haven't even gotten into her copies yet. Whales get access to more counterattacks when anyone on the team gets hit, and Leviathans get free AP pushing for the whole team if they decide to R6 her. I could continue to go on and on about this character, but this intro segment has gone on for way too long. So let's just say, Ana was so good when she released that they had to introduce a fucking turn limit for PvP matches because the game would soft lock if the only 2 characters alive were Persephone herself. And when Dislike dropped a free Shimmerer Esper event during the 2nd anniversary, everyone used it to get her on their account for free. And to this day, a year later, she is still one of the best Espers to pull for in PvP. If this isn't a meta-defining unit, then I don't know who is at this point. Anywho, let's talk about another lesbian that's equal levels of meta-defining. Welcome back to another episode of this series where I talk about ZZZ characters and whether they're peak cinema or the worst thing imaginable. Hello everybody, I'm Brune and I want to wish you guys a happy Pride Month. As for the special occasion, I'm going to be slightly homophobic towards Astra for roughly around 10 minutes. YouTube, this is a joke. I'm a raging homo myself and I have nothing but unconditional love for any and everyone, so please don't take this video down. By now, it is no secret that Astra is a very powerful agent in ZZZ, but after playing with her for the time she's been out now, if you could even say that you play with her to begin with, she made me realize a very common thing in Hoyo-like games that I'm just not fond of. So today, I'm going to talk about why Astra's design is boring, and how the entire game plan of the support class is very unintuitive. But before we get started, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing afterwards. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before I dive deeper into this, I just want to make it very clear, abundantly clear, that just because I am talking about how problematic Astra is for ZZZ does not mean that this is an open discussion to talk about power creep and HP inflation. I'm going to talk about how her kit is boring meta slop, but that doesn't mean that she is required for people to clear endgame. You can stay mad all you want if you can't clear without Astra, but me and many of my other subscribers have been perfectly capable of clearing endgame without her. Hell, look at this DPS bend against the Miasma boss that one of my servers members did with only A ranks. They even did it without Lycon and still cleared it. But yeah, I've already yapped about my thoughts on the matter, so if you want to see how I feel about that, go check out those videos there. Anywho, let's get back to the lesbian. Astra Yao is an amazing character, both in visual design and what she provides for the team. But the issues I have with her stem from how uninteractive her gameplay is. Now, I usually enjoy not having to play on field with my supports, just EX skill and swap off and all that jazz. But I started thinking to myself, why is it that I get excited to swap off of my support? Is it because I know I can make use of the buff or debuff they now applied? Or is it the fact that I get to do a quick assist in instead of clunkily swapping it? No. neither of these in fact. The reason why I'm so excited to swap off of my supports is because doing literally anything but their EX skill and ultimate is a complete and utter waste of time. I don't know what it is with every support's basic attack combo taking forever to do, but I personally don't find it worthwhile to waste time getting to the good part of these strings. Rina is probably the best example here, seeing as her gameplay is not only one of the most unsatisfying, but also one of the slowest compared to any other support. Not even Ben's combo takes this long, and people hate how slow he is. And the thing that sucks the most about this is that the basic attack combos all act as a slower way to get the character specific buff online. This means that there is virtually no point in on-fielding with these characters because EX skill will always be the better way to get the buffs compared to basic attacking. Not to mention that you get the quick assist prompts from EX skill on every support. So you're literally encouraged to do this with them. And the reason why I dislike Astra's moveset is because she is the epitome of this. She exists to only be a quick assist bot, and I find this to be rather boring. Like, it's incredibly shameless how much they push this onto you as well, going so far as to automatically put Astra in cadenza state in her goddamn tutorial like it's so hard to press one button to do this move. Look, I'm not asking for Astra to be as offensive as Miyabi. It would be very funny if she could defensive assist though. I understand that this is a team building game and that not every character needs to help by dealing raw damage. It's because of the supports that you're able to deal big damage numbers in the first place. I just think that it's very boring how the best support in the game is tied to one of the most brain-dead playstyles I've seen in gacha games. If you could even call it a playstyle to begin with. You just press EX skill, swap off, forget about the character, and then clunkily swap back to her when she has her ult, and then profit afterwards. It's uninteractive, just like how Ana is basically unkillable. They're both meta slop without the actual skill to back them up. And again, I get it. Astra's whole thing is about uplifting others with her music and bringing hope to the world. I'm not criticizing the continuity behind her kit. It fits her like a glove. It's just that it's very off-putting that this character is one of the best ones in the game, yet presses one button to earn that title. So people who try her out in the story that don't like her gameplay will naturally get upset knowing that they'll eventually have to pull for her. Granted, you still don't need this character to clear endgame, but I'd be lying to you if I said she doesn't make a lot of it significantly easier for the player. So, now what? I've pretty much said everything I dislike about this character by this point. I guess I can talk about her engine also being meta slot, but it's not like she needs it. Nobody in this game needs their W engine, except for Trigger, but that's like a weird case scenario. Astra can just slap on Sukaku's engine and call it a day. Well, what about her copies? Oh, her copies also turn her into even more of a stat stick? Great, that's just wonderful. So, are we just stuck with the fact that this character exists now and will forever take up that last slot on teens? Are people going to continue to use her as a low-hanging fruit to complain about HP inflation and how this game sucks for the free-to-play player, even though they don't really care about the free-to-play player to begin with and they're just lazy to clear content? Yes for that one, but there's nothing we can do about that. As for the former, well, actually no. I'm not particularly worried about Astra being meta anymore. In fact, her being the best support is a good thing because she poses as a challenge for players of all skill levels. If you have the character, then you can just tell her to fuck off and use the weaker units to clear content. And if you don't have her, then you're just tasked to clear the content without this easy mode agent. Sure, you won't have the mental crutch when you're struggling on endgame, but I'd argue that's what makes getting the clears without her all the more satisfying. I think Astra exists to be a bar for players to set for themselves, not as an over-looming presence, but as encouragement. A reason for players to build better and then eventually play better. It literally suits her character so much. If you as a player can clear content without Astra, then it's safe to say that you've surpassed that bar and then nothing ahead can stop you. Not miasma, not invincibility phases, nothing. So while Astra exists as a bit of a necessary evil for this game, I think players are going to be fine in the long run, assuming people are still building right and getting better as time goes on. As for Yuzuha being the next limited support that we're getting, I think that she's definitely going to be a lot more interactive than Astra. Only time will tell how things will be after she comes out, but then again, she's a completely different support that is made for a specific type of playstyle. So she's going to be a lot less universal than Astra. But here's to hoping that they actually design her to where you don't really need her to clear content. And that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Tell me if you think that Astra is a detriment to the game. Do you think that she's perfectly fine? Let me know what you guys think. I really love reading you guys' comments, and I try my best to read through all of them, even though some of you guys just post straight up essays from time to time, but I still love you guys regardless. As always, a special thanks to my channel members: Middle Class Bear, The Eth J, Rumi, Burano, Bear with Violin, Bara Fox, You Violet, Corrupted Being, Toby, Ebby, Sanders, Man, Joe Schmo, Donut Mago, Gabriel Araujo, Skittles, Clarity, and Supper Kappa. Members get access to my videos a day early and priority when it comes to anything community related that I will do in the future. And trust me guys, I am still planning those things that we will do in the future. And if you want to support me directly, consider buying me a coffee. It helps keep me well fed and gives me motivation to continue making videos. With that being said, I gotta get started working on the next video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.